Chapter 4. Confronting the Ancient Temple. Lam stood before the ancient temple, his breathing heavy, each breath turning into mist in the cold forest air. The temple loomed faintly before him, its dark stone walls covered in moss, exuding a somber and mysterious beauty. Giant trees surrounded the temple like towering sentinels, bowing as if to guard the sacred place, preventing anyone from crossing its boundary. The oil lantern in Lam's hand flickered, its weak light barely pushing back the still darkness of the forest. In his other hand, the diamond glowed with an ethereal light, reflecting shimmering rays as if merging with the mysteries of the temple. As Lam approached the massive door, the silence around him became oppressive, as if the entire forest was holding its breath, watching his every step. The towering stone door, cracked from the ravages of time, still stood firm, as if daring anyone to enter. Lam hesitated, his hand trembling as it reached for the cold surface of the door. The moment his hand touched it, a chill ran down his spine. Strange symbols were deeply carved into the stone, forming ancient patterns, as if telling a long-forgotten story. He couldn't understand them, but it felt as if they were whispering to him, urging him to continue. Lam stepped back, his eyes scanning the entirety of the temple. He felt a presence, something not of this world, staring at him from the deep shadows within the temple. Should I continue? Lam wondered, anxiety filling his heart. The diamond in his hand seemed to shine even brighter, as if answering his question. Its light not only pierced the darkness but seemed to guide him forward, as though the temple shared some strange connection with the gemstone. Summoning all his courage, Lam pressed against the massive stone door. It didn't creak, but instead opened smoothly, as if it had been waiting for him for ages. Inside, the temple was engulfed in darkness, illuminated only by the light from his diamond and lantern, casting shadows on the thick stone walls and massive pillars adorned with grotesque carvings. Lam stepped inside, and the air within felt thick, as if no one had set foot here for thousands of years. Each step echoed in the empty space, producing eerie sounds. The deeper Lam ventured, the clearer the sense of an unseen presence became. Whispers filled the air around him, though their source was unknown. "You do not belong here." The invisible voices seemed to echo in his mind, sending chills down his spine. But Lam knew he couldn't turn back now. There was only one path left, to move forward. At the center of the temple, Lam saw a large altar made of black marble. On it rested an ancient box, intricately carved but covered in the dust of ages. The diamond in Lam's hand suddenly blazed even brighter, as if pointing the way. He felt an invisible force pulling him closer to the box. When Lam placed the diamond on the altar, a blinding light burst forth, forcing him to shut his eyes. The ground shook, and the sound of stone grinding against stone echoed, as if the temple itself had awakened. When he opened his eyes, he saw that the ancient box had opened on its own. Inside was an ancient scroll, along with a mysterious black gemstone. Lam knew that this moment would change everything. The answers to the mysteries he'd been seeking were now before him, but they also brought with them unforeseen dangers. End of Chapter 4. The next chapter will explore Lam's discovery of the mysteries within the scroll and the black gemstone, and the consequences he faces as he continues his journey.